Clube Social apresenta o Corre do Xamã. Vendendo amendoim na rua ou rimando na batalha, sua história é feita de vários corres. E para não parar, Clube Social sempre foi seu parceiro. Clique e confira a nova versão da música Dias de Luta, Dias de Glória com Xamã por Clube Social. Clube Social, partiu para não parar.
Dona do lar? Eu sou dona de mim.
Se eu nasci pra casar? Não, eu nasci pra brilhar. Este é o lembrete de L'Oréal Paris para que você nunca se esqueça do seu próprio valor. Porque a sua história é valiosa. Porque você vale muito.
Antes de ser Optimus Prime, ele era Orion Pax. Antes de ser Megatron, ele era D-16. Antes deles serem rivais, eles eram amigos. Todos os Transformers têm uma origem. Você está pronto para descobrir? Vem aí, o filme de origem mais aguardado da história. Transformers, o início. Dia 26 de setembro, somente nos cinemas.
I'm a huge fan of the show Only Murders in the Building.
I have seen a single episode. Not that I hated it, but I think I've gone on record of how bad I am at television unless I'm hyperfixating on something.
Yep. Nope, That's all true. So imagine my surprise when I'm watching the new season and there is a character who shows up in episode 3, played by Kumail Nanjiani, and his entire character trait is that he fucking loves Christmas.
Yeah, so let me make it clear just as a question. This episode is not a Christmas episode.
No.
He's just obsessed with Christmas.
He's just obsessed with Christmas.
Fuck
so what they had revealed, this particular season, Steve Martin's stunt double has been murdered, and they're convinced that the hit was for Steve Martin. So they're making up a list of all the reasons why someone would have wanted to kill Steve Martin. And he goes, everybody loves me in this building except for the people who are upset that I enforced the no real trees rule at Christmas time in this house. And then they were just like, oh, then the guy who's obsessed with Christmas, he could be the killer because he was so angry that Steve Martin took away real trees as an option. So,
which as like Christmas obsessed people that you and I are, this wouldn't work. Like we don't care. We've already established we don't give a shit.
Yeah, Christmas tree is a Christmas tree.
Yep.
And the reason why Eva Longoria is there is
that is a big question that I have.
So part of this season is that their podcast has become so popular that they're making a movie version, and they've casted Eugene Levy to play Steve Martin's character, Zach Galifianakis to play Martin Short's character, and Eva Longoria to play Selena Gomez's character. So they're all shadowing them to see like how they handle murder mysteries, basically.
Which this is a brilliant cast. I mean, always has been from the beginning.
This season, the strength of this season from episode 1 has been that like when they meet their cast, like Steve Martin is so excited that Eugene Levy's playing him, and Selena Gomez is so excited that Eva Longoria is playing him, and Martin Short has no clue who Zach Galifianakis is.
That's awesome. I mean, honestly, just speaking on the show as a whole, I can't really much, but I would say that critics would agree just how much praise this show's gotten, that Selena Gomez has really held her own against some like comedy legends, and I think she's done a pretty fucking good job.
This kind of put her more on my radar than anything else. Like, I always knew her name, but like in my mind I was just like, she's probably like some Disney star that's also a musician, and like kind of wrote her off. But yeah, she tends to be the funniest character sometimes in scenes with two comedic legends. So like huge compliments there. So we're going to talk about the whole episode. We're just talking about this specific scene. There's two scenes,
9 minutes that you sent me, in which during those 9 minutes, maybe 5 minutes had this character in it, and it was fucking great.
I wasn't going to sit there and tell you different. I was like, he's there in this window.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
So they show up to his house, and his house is just like floor-to-ceiling Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
And you can tell they're almost making jokes because this is like... Oh, yeah. They're almost making jokes because this is like Camille post the Eternals, so he is jacked. So they kind of work that into the character.
That's so funny, like how jacked he got. Where he went from kind of the just the comedy guy, because we don't have a lot of jacked comedians. You don't really have to be jacked to be a comedian. It's always fun when you get jacked and you stay kind of talking to you, Chris Pratt. Like when you get jacked and you don't become annoying.
I was like, are you speaking from experience, Dylan, of the times that you got jacked and then just stayed you?
No, I'm talking about how much we all loved Chris Pratt. Like,
oh man,
pre-losing
Pratt,
his
bring
mind.
him back.
Fat Pratt was amazing. I miss Fat Pratt so bad.
So he shows up and he offers them protein eggnog. Because the secret is it's more egg than nog.
Should we reveal what I'm having you do on the live podcast?
Listen, you're threatening this. I've never had eggnog in my life. I don't know if
You've never had eggnog.
No, okay. I don't know if a flavored eggnog's the way to get me started.
So I came across this thing that I'm forcing Matt to do when I come up on the live podcast. They took eggnog and mixed it with Pepsi and called it Pegnog. So you're hearing it here first, guys, on the live podcast. Matt Kelly and I get pegged.
At least one of us is getting pegged. So the...
I guess they did too. It's protein eggnog. So.
Yeah, it's protein eggnog. So they're questioning him about the Christmas stuff, and there's a line that he says that I think is so funny, where he's like, what do you want? And he's like, I got nutcrackers. He's like, I got a 12-foot snowman. I had to put him in my bedroom, though. People were turned off by the scale and the anatomical correctness.
Dude, it's so good. And even if our homes aren't like fully decked out in Christmas, I feel like as nerds, we've had that moment where we're like, oh God, normies are coming over.
Yeah. But we have to get to there's a reason why...
The big reveal?
Yeah, there would be no other reason why I'd even make us do this if not for this.
Oh, it's perfect.
So she's looking around the apartment while he's getting some stuff for them, and she finds his twerking Santa, which is so funny to me that it's just a Santa with a big-ass booty that twerks and says, ho, ho, ho.
These exist.
Oh, I know they do, but it's delightful. And Eva Longoria decides... like, all right, I need to go to this meeting, so I'm just going to speed this up. She starts smashing his ornaments, and she takes this gun off the shelf. And I probably could have written this earlier.
It's the Christmas story gun.
It's the Christmas story gun, but I have to write down. I wrote this down. I should have said it sooner. Camille is wearing a Christmas sweater that just says "I'm the gift," which is so good.
Yes,
but she's like threatening to shoot him, and at one point, Camille just goes, Eva Longoria is unhinged.
Dude, she's so good in this. I don't know if you saw like the like outfit she had on. It was really weird. They're pants, but they have slits under the ass, so her her ass is hanging out. It does just like... It's one of those goofy Hollywood outfits that you're like, that makes no sense, but because it's Eva Longoria wearing it, you're like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, sure. So she fires the gun. Turns out it's not a real gun. It just shoots darts.
Nerf gun.
And so he's like, why are you doing this? And they're like, we needed to find out if you would have killed Charles over Christmas. He's like, why would I kill Charles over Christmas? I hate Christmas. And she like looks around and is like, Selena Gomez silent acting, where she's just kind of pointing
at stuff. Yeah.
And then I wrote down his whole speech. He goes, I'm a fitness influencer, and I made one Christmas-themed workout video that went viral, and now I'm stuck being Santa's sexy little helper. I can't crack 100 likes if it's not Christmas-themed. My success is my prison, and these ornaments and reindeer and gun from the Christmas story, these are my jailers.
So if you ever wanted to know how Matt and I truly feel off of this podcast
about April or May, yeah.
Remove the fitness portion and just insert podcast there, and it's like,
dude, it's so funny. And then he's going off on he's like, I have to spend all day coming up with Christmas fitness puns. He's like, you'll be surprised how much weight you lose. No time like the present to believe in your elf.
Dude, the Yule one just fucking sends me over.
Because my parents are so ashamed of me.
This is what happens because it's the same. Oh my god! We go through the same stuff. I'm so sorry, guys. It is when you be like, all right, I need a Christmas pick in May, and I'm like, oh fuck.
You're like, can we just watch Scream?
Exactly. There's
one
some
other
Christmas lights in this thing, so it must be.
There's one other joke that they get in that made me laugh.
Yeah.
Which is they found a piece of tinsel on the crime scene.
Yeah,
so that's why they're at the house.
The tinsel thing, yeah.
So they found where the gunshot came from. They found this empty room that literally just had residue on the windowsill from a gun firing. But there was a piece of tinsel there. So they're like, oh, tinsel must be the Christmas guy. And he takes it and just immediately puts a lighter underneath it and goes, this isn't tinsel. Tinsel is highly flammable. It's Christmas's silent killer.
I feel like that's been definitely touched on in other stuff, like trees going up in flames because specifically of the tinsel. And it's funny because I feel like they were like, where's their tinsel? And his tree definitely had tinsel all over it.
All
already.
Over it. Yeah, it was, dude. But as soon as that moment hit, I was like, we need to do something with this because, like you said, it captured how we feel in that April, May, June period where we're just not ready to think about Christmas anymore.
No, yeah, yeah. I mean, listen, we love Christmas to death.
We love it.
I love talking about Christmas weekly. Christmas is my favorite time of year. It will never not be my favorite time of year, but it's a struggle. It's a struggle sometimes. I mean, it's the same way I feel about Halloween. A peek behind the curtain as we're recording this. Halloween is quickly approaching. We're in the last week of September, and I'm trying to force myself to be in that spooky mood. Because it's just not there. Because you and I talk we're spooky guys all year. Whatever. I
made a
stuff.
list. I made a list of all right, here's what I'm going to watch for October. And the list was 200 movies. Jesus. And I'm just I know I'm not going to get through all these. I won't even get through a 10th of these. I'll be lucky if I watch 10 movies in the month of October. But it was I had it in two buckets essentially. And bucket number one was ones that I feel obligated to watch every October, right? You've got your Trick or Treat and the original Halloween that feel like obligations. And then the other ones that I had this year were just movies that I've owned and have been sitting on the shelf collecting dust for years that it's all right, what better time than October to finally watch Beyond the Gates or whatever random shit I bought on a Scream Factory discount
Beyond
sale
the Gates
day.
kind of rules.
I've never seen it, so I've just had the Blu-ray. It was $5 one day on sale.
I mean, it's goofy, it's stupid. It's from that time period where for some reason indie flicks just kept getting picked up and people were like, this is the greatest fucking movie ever made.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's goofy as hell, but it's a lot of fun. I think you'll like it a lot.
I'm excited to crack it open and watch it. And Dylan, I'll say that this was probably just a bonus episode, but while we're doing this bonus episode, mark your calendars, guys. December 6th, all day Geekscape holiday live stream.
Yeah.
Hope to see you there. And in the meantime,
we might get pegged. Pepsi eggnog, woo!
And we'll be back Monday with a regular episode of Christmas 365
of Christmas greatness. Have a good week, guys.
Whoa, 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 now we won't stop till the big ball drops on New Year's. Happy
Essa música numa aventura off-road, hein? Já imaginou? Então aproveita para se imaginar a bordo do novo Jeep Renegade 2025. Agora com as novas versões Altitude, Willys, Saara e Night Eagle. Todas com motor turbo de 185 cavalos, o mais potente da categoria, capacidade off-road e 5 anos de garantia. Com certeza um deles é a sua cara. Ou melhor, o seu espírito aventureiro. Aproveite, faça um test drive no novo Jeep Renegade. Paz no Trânsito começa por você.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.